Winter doesn't just make your cat a little chilly, it quietly changes how their heart, kidneys, nerves, and even liver work, while they act like everything is fine. Most cats don't limp, whine, or complain when something feels wrong. They adapt, they sleep more, they move less, they avoid things quietly. That's why so many winter mistakes look harmless from the outside but slowly pile up inside your cat's body. Lowering the thermostat, moving the litter box, lighting cozy candles, ignoring static zaps. None of this feels like a big deal. But from your cat's point of view, winter is a 3-month stress test they never signed up for. What makes this worse is that cats are biologically wired to hide discomfort. In the wild, showing weakness meant becoming a target. That instinct never disappeared. So even when something feels off internally, most cats will simply slow down and conserve energy rather than show obvious pain. To us, that looks like calmness. To their body, it's constant compensation. So in this video, you're going to see winter through your cat's nervous system, not your thermostat setting. By the end, you'll know exactly which habits to change so your cat doesn't have to silently cope their way through the cold months. Let's start with the one mistake almost everyone makes without thinking: the thermostat. You come home, it's cold, you turn the heat on. Before bed, you turn it down to save money or because you like sleeping in a cool room. Under a thick blanket, your human body is fine. Your cat, on the other hand, is not sleeping inside a duvet fortress. When your home stays below roughly the upper 60s Fahrenheit for long periods, your cat's body has to work harder just to stay warm. Their circulation slows, and because cats naturally drink less in winter, they start to conserve water internally by concentrating their urine. Vets actually see more signs of mild dehydration and urinary issues in cold months, even in indoor cats that look fine. What's important to understand is that this isn't about one cold night. It's about repetition. Night after night, week after week, the body keeps adjusting, tightening, conserving, and compensating. Over time, that constant adjustment becomes stress rather than adaptation. Imagine waking up every single day in a cold room feeling stiff and sluggish, but you can't pull the covers up, can't grab a sweater, can't say, "Hey, can we please turn the heat up?" That's an older cat in winter. As cats age, it gets harder for them to maintain normal body temperature. Some vets now recommend keeping senior cats' main sleeping areas around about 70 degrees Fahrenheit in winter, especially at night, to avoid chronic low-grade stress on the kidneys and joints. That "they're fine, they have fur" mindset can quietly translate into years of extra work for organs that are already doing their best. The second winter habit looks adorable on Instagram. The cat melted into a bright square of sunlight by the window. Winter sun is powerful but tricky. The sun sits lower in the sky, beaming directly through windows for longer stretches. Your cat's fur heats up rapidly in that sunspot, and then, when they finally step away, cools just as fast in the rest of the chilly room. Their nervous system has to constantly recalibrate. Warm, cold, warm again. These micro-temperature swings seem harmless, but for older cats or cats with joint sensitivity, they quietly add up. Their body keeps having to adjust to these micro-temperature swings again and again throughout the day. Younger cats shrug this off, but in cats over about 7, those repeated warm, cold, warm cycles can subtly stress their system over time. And because that sun feels so good, many cats stay there in awkward positions way too long. They'll twist their spine, tuck their paws under, or flatten themselves against the window to soak up every ray. In the process, they sometimes delay eating, drinking, or using the litter box. What looks like cozy bliss can quietly throw off hydration, digestion, and routine. A cat that lies in the window all afternoon and then rushes to the box at night isn't just quirky. They might be juggling comfort against basic needs. Then there's the villain almost nobody takes seriously: static electricity. Winter air is dry. Heating systems strip moisture from the room, turning your home into a static factory. You touch a doorknob, feel a tiny zap, and move on. Your cat doesn't get that luxury. Your cat? Their entire body is covered in fur, basically a walking static battery. Every time they walk across synthetic blankets, carpets, or even rub against your clothes, electrons build up. Every time they touch metal bowls, beds, or even you, there's a chance of a little shock. Static that makes you say, ouch, can feel intense and alarming to an animal that didn't expect it. Each zap triggers a spike of stress hormones, and while the shock lasts a split second, that chemical stress can linger for hours. Over time, this can change how safe your cat feels in their own home. They may hesitate, they may flinch, they may stop approaching you the way they used to. Behaviorists suspect repeated static shocks contribute to cats becoming jumpier, more tense, or oddly avoidant in winter. Watch your cat closely. Do they suddenly hesitate before eating from their metal bowl? Do they flinch when you reach to pet them? Do they avoid certain blankets or beds that they used to love? Some cats even start pulling away from their favorite humans, not because they don't love them, but because that person equals getting zapped. The fix for this one is deceptively simple. Increase humidity in your home to around 40 to 50%, ideally with a cool mist humidifier placed near your cat's favorite resting areas, but away from direct drafts. Switch out synthetic fleece and nylon blankets for cotton or other natural fibers where your cat likes to sleep. Before petting them, you can touch a metal object or lightly tap something grounded to discharge static. These tweaks sound minor, but for a cat that's been bracing for invisible zaps all winter, it can completely change how safe their own home feels. Now let's talk about something that feels cozy to you but quietly overwhelms your cat. Winter scents. Pine, cinnamon, vanilla candles, peppermint diffusers, those holiday vibes are basically a chemistry experiment in your living room. The problem is that cats' livers lack certain enzymes needed to properly break down many compounds found in essential oils and heavily scented products. That means airborne particles that barely register to you can, over time, build up in their system. Diffusers and sprays send tiny droplets into the air. Those droplets land on your cat's fur and surfaces they walk on. Because cats groom obsessively, they lick these residues off their coat day after day. You don't see a dramatic instant reaction. Instead, you might notice subtle changes. Your cat eats a little less, seems a bit less playful, or spends more time sleeping. It's easy to shrug that off as winter laziness or they're just getting older. But vets are increasingly asking owners about air fresheners, oils, and scented products when unexplained liver or respiratory problems show up. In the worst cases, essential oil exposure can cause coughing, breathing problems, wobbliness, drooling, vomiting, or even liver failure in cats. That doesn't mean every candle is instantly lethal. It does mean that running strong diffusers every night in the same room your cat sleeps in is not a neutral choice, especially if your cat has asthma, heart issues, or any underlying condition. Cozy scent season can become a slow, invisible health load they never asked for. Then there's the winter litter box mistake almost nobody talks about, the basement or garage move. When windows stay closed, smells build up. So a lot of owners think, I'll just move the litter box somewhere out of the way. To your cat's nervous system, it's a horror movie. A cat's paw pads are packed with nerve endings. Standing on cold concrete or freezing tiles is uncomfortable at the best of times. Now imagine having to stand still in a vulnerable squatting position on icy flooring while breathing dense cold air. Some cats respond by holding their urine longer to avoid the discomfort. That might sound like a small behavior change, but holding urine concentrates it, increasing the risk of bladder inflammation, urinary tract infections, and even dangerous blockages in male cats. Other cats decide the box just isn't worth it and start using warmer spots instead. Carpets, beds, laundry piles. Those accidents get labeled as bad behavior when they're actually a desperate attempt to stay comfortable. Cold, heavy air in basements and garages also irritates the respiratory system, especially in older or sensitive cats. Stack vulnerability, cold, smell, and isolation together, and every bathroom break becomes something to dread. So, what does a truly cat-friendly winter home look like? First, it respects temperature from a cat's point of view, not a human budget spreadsheet. That doesn't mean you have to roast yourself alive with heating. It means making sure your cat has guaranteed warm zones, especially at night and especially if they're older. Think raised beds away from drafts, soft blankets on chairs instead of floors, and keeping their main sleeping area around that comfortable upper 60s to low 70s range in winter. Second, it respects their hydration and urinary system. cats naturally drink less in cold weather, which is why winter is a peak time for urinary issues. You can help by increasing wet food, offering slightly lukewarm water, and using a cat fountain to make drinking more appealing. Watch for warning signs: peeing less, straining, crying in the litter box, or repeatedly going in and out of the box with little output. Those are not quirks. They're red flags that need a vet, especially in winter. Third, it takes static seriously. This means treating humidity like a vital part of your cat's comfort, not just your skincare routine. Keep indoor humidity around 40 to 50%, avoid wrapping every surface in synthetic fleece, and discharge your own static before petting your cat. Fourth, it treats scents as chemicals, not vibes. If you love candles, use them in moderation and in rooms your cat doesn't spend long stretches in. Avoid running diffusers all day in the same closed room where your cat sleeps, especially with strong oils like eucalyptus, tea tree, citrus, or peppermint. If your cat has asthma or any respiratory issues, skip diffusers entirely. For fresh smell, focus on ventilation, cleaning, and unscented air purifiers instead of heavy fragrance. Finally, it treats the litter box like a health station, not an odor problem to hide. Keep the box in a warm, easily accessible, low-stress area of the house. Avoid making your cat march across freezing floors or into echoey, isolated spaces just to do something that already makes them feel vulnerable. If smell is an issue, upgrade the litter, scoop more often, or consider air purifiers, instead of banishing the box to what basically feels like a cold dungeon. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most winter mistakes aren't dramatic. You almost never see an instant collapse, a sudden crisis, or a huge behavioral explosion. That's exactly why they're so dangerous. They repeat quietly every single day. 8 hours of cold nights, weeks of static shocks, months of subtle scent exposure, dozens of uncomfortable litter box trips. Each one adds a tiny drop of stress into your cat's body. Over time, those drops fill the bucket. Your cat can't say, "My joints hurt more in the cold," or "That diffuser makes my chest feel tight," or "I hate peeing on that freezing floor." They can only show you in the smallest ways: hesitating, hiding, sleeping differently, becoming less social, or having mysterious health problems that show up months later. The good news? Almost all of these winter stressors are fixable with small, boring changes that no one on social media will ever praise you for, but your cat's body will absolutely notice. A slightly warmer sleeping zone, a moved litter box, a humidifier humming in the corner, a decision to light one unscented candle instead of running a diffuser for 6 hours. None of those feel heroic. All of them are, because winter doesn't have to be the season where your cat quietly suffers while you think they're just extra cuddly or sleepy because it's cold. With a few adjustments, it can become the season where your home feels genuinely safe to their joints, lungs, nerves, and kidneys, not just cozy to your hands and nose. If you want to go one layer deeper into what your cat experiences when you walk out the door in winter, stay with us. Subscribe and watch the next video, because the biggest winter mistake happens after you leave the house, and almost every owner makes it without realizing.